Greetings, friends! It's hard to believe that winter is coming to a close. If you go by the spring equinox, spring begins March 20th, and if you go by the sacred calendar, spring begins March 14th. So either way, we're right there at spring. And at this time of year, we believe this is the true new year.
Yes.
Of when things are just starting off new, and you have the excitement of things coming back to life and growing things in the homestead and in the garden. It's pretty exciting time of year. So if you want some information on the sacred calendar and this really being the start of the real new year, there's some information we'll provide in the show notes below. But this is a super exciting time for a lot of homesteaders because we enjoy, this is an opportunity we get to get outside and start the growing season.
Get busy working outside. That's
right. This winter has been really wet and yucky. We haven't had, thankfully we didn't have the cold temperatures that some of you may have been experiencing, but it's been just so wet and so yucky and muddy. We haven't been able to do a lot of the things that we have been wanting to do to really give us the kickstart, the head start that we like to get for spring. So it's like we've been behind, and this past week things have just been really busy. One of the projects that we were working on this past week that I've been wanting to do for some time now is to actually make a covered area, shelter area for your goats to come into, and also that way we can keep their hay stored at different times. So we started on that. I started digging some holes with the post hole diggers, and man, we got clay in different parts of the property. Not everywhere is the soil just yucky and clay, but there was a couple of spots, and man, it was working my hands. But I was getting the holes dug. I think the dogs will like this sheep's even better. And after I got my holes dug, I started putting up the hoops. We bend the metal hoops that we use. We use them for the greenhouse, and I also is going to use them for this goat area as well. But we get this hoop bender from Bootstrap Farmer, and it's really handy. And I just go buy some top rail that you can get from Lowe's, your local hardware store, and you put it right there in that hoop bender, and you can just easily bend your top rails to make the curvature of the hoop. So started putting the hoops in there, just kind of making sure the spacing and everything was right. So once I had that ready to go, started putting in our bottom post or ground post, and Micah was right there with me helping to make sure that I had everything level and we were working together. And then after that, he helped me with stirring up and mixing up our concrete. And he's really excited about doing that.
I don't doubt it.
His poppy, his grandfather, works in construction, masonry work, and he has many years of stirring up concrete. So he was thinking that he was doing it just like Poppy.
Just like Poppy was? That's cute.
That'll be for the next one. Pull it and then push. Yeah. A little bit harder than you thought, isn't it? You can do it. Are you doing that like Poppy does? So after we mixed our concrete, next we went ahead and poured it right into the holes. Yep, you just keep holding right there like that, okay? Alright, you can let it down. And then we let it set overnight, and then the next day we went back outside and got back to working on it. And you were actually there with me, helping me this time. You go first. put the hoops into those ground posts and secured them really well. And then we started putting the tarp on there.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons we were doing this area is...
Oh, don't forget the channel for the wiggle wire. We put that on there too.
Yes, right. The channel, that's one of the things that I had to learn as I was getting started homesteading and trying to figure out how to do greenhouses. I was like, how do they attach the plastic onto the hoops? I just don't understand and get it. But there's these channels that you put the plastic in and you put this wiggle wire into it, and it secures the plastic onto the hoops, the metal hoops, and it really comes in handy. And you can also get that from Bootstrap Farmer as well. We'll leave that information in the show notes below. But they come in handy for a number of projects. And since we don't have any type of barns or additional buildings around here to really store things like the hay for your goats, we really need to have something like this for the goats to have their hay protected from the rain, because you don't want to get wet.
No, you don't want to get wet.
So then we got that area set up, and the goats were really loving it. There's still a few little minor things that we need to work on it, but it's pretty much good to go.
Oh, yeah.
And even during the summer months, we'll plan to, as the goats start migrating them out and we start figuring out a rotational grazing program with them, and then hopefully the sheep that we plan to get from John Jackson, we can still use that area even when they're not there, to just kind of store hay over the summer to keep it dry, so that way when we bring them back in the winter, has a nice area for them, and have everything dry for them.
There we go.
So after that project, another project that we were working on is we got 6 tons of gravel delivered. And that gravel was for the greenhouse. After we had it dumped, we had to by hand shovel it and transport it on with the wheelbarrow into the greenhouse. And let me tell you, that was a workout too. The kids were really doing a good job with helping me shovel the gravel, putting it into the wheelbarrow and transporting it over there, and then raking and spreading it out through the greenhouse. And they got a workout in too. And one of the things that we're trying to instill in our children early on is a good work ethic, because having a good work ethic is very, very important, because with that characteristic, you can pretty much push yourself to do almost anything, whatever it is that you want to do in life. Having a good work ethic is something that is becoming rare these days, but something that is so valuable, that will help provide for your family, give you the things that you need for yourself.
Employers appreciate if you are an employee, or it gives you the ability to run your own business.
Exactly right. I know a number of business owners that is one of the challenges that they talk about is finding people with a good work ethic. It's harder and harder to find people like that, and people who do have that will help them to excel even more, because they'll stand out. They'll be like, because I know I'm looking for people who want to have a good work ethic. If I'm looking to bring somebody on, I'll be like, that guy can work hard, or that gal can work hard. I want them. I don't want some lazy bum that's like, come on, keep it going, come on, don't be slothful.
Well, and growing up in a family business, I mean, our dad would take me and my brothers, he would take us to work with him, or we'd go price out a job and, you know, get up and go. It wasn't, I don't want to. It was like, you're coming with me. And that's just what we did. And working with him on the job site, you really appreciate those people with a good work ethic, because you really see who does and who doesn't work. Yeah. And it makes you appreciate, even though, you know, you might not like it at the time of your parents forcing you to do something, you appreciate it later on for sure.
That's right. And even for our Bible peeps out there, it is part of the commandment that there's a Sabbath, but there's also 6 days you shall work. You shall be productive. To be able to enjoy rest and to be able to enjoy reward time and fun time, you actually have to put the work in to work hard, so that way you can play hard.
That's right.
Work comes first, because if you don't work, you don't eat. We get that's just that's
no
a
working,
natural
no eating,
law that we have to get out there and do something, or it's just not gonna.
It's not gonna do
grow
itself.
And produce it, harvest itself, and just go right into your mouth for you, and you just sit there. So that's something very important. Yeah. Well, anyways, after we got all the gravel spread out, the next day I came back in because I had the greenhouse planned how I was going to do a raised bed right in the center of the greenhouse. And we got to work the next day laying out the block. And it started getting pretty warm in there, but it was another one of those things where I was just really getting the workout in my hands from the post hole diggers and a number of other projects that I was doing, on top of shoveling the gravel and carrying the block. My hands were getting a workout this past week. After we got the block set up, next, Selah helped me put out the landscape fabric in the block. And then after that, we transported compost, shoveling it into the greenhouse, and we started filling it up. We still got a ways to go, but I'm really liking the progress that we're making right now. It's really shaping up.
And I told you he's busy all the time.
So
it does look good. I told him it does look good. It looks really good.
Thank you. Yes. I need the encouragement. But it feels good. I was having too many days where the rain was just keeping me cooped up, stuck in. So it feels good to really get out there and just be hands-on. But I did kind of overdo it this past week. And one of the things that I've been trying to do here recently is see a massage therapist to start helping me to stay tip-top shape so I can continue to work. When I used to do bodybuilding, I used to get massage on a regular basis, and then after I stopped doing that, a number of years went by where I didn't do it. But it just really helps you to keep your body in good working order, so that way you can continue to do things you need to do.
And you're probably wondering, since Lacie was a massage therapist, did you get massage from Lacie? No, he didn't. You got more massages from other people, but
for those of you who don't know, she used to be a massage therapist as her profession before we had kids and started this homesteading adventure. And feel free to share with others why you decided to leave that career and do what you do now and having your career here.
Well, I just didn't have the time or the want to continue on because I had kids, and it was just too hard to keep up my license, to find someone to come babysit while I did massage. The money wasn't worth it, for me spending time away from our children. So, and I didn't want to do that anyway. So I just decided to let my license lapse, and that has been ever since I think Josiah was just born. So that was like almost, 8 years ago, something like that, I haven't been doing that. But no, when I got home from work, I didn't want to give him a massage. I would say, make an appointment in my appointment book. And he's like, I don't want to do that.
But you actually did give me a number of massages throughout the years.
I'm not totally mean.
But it's one of those things when you're juggling all the different things that you're juggling here, and I commend you for being willing to transition your career as a massage therapist to being willing to serve our family in a different capacity with being here, because that was one of our goals as early on, is that we wanted you to be here or work from home mom to be able to take care of the different needs that are very, very important here. I hope we're the most important people in your life. Want to take care of us and do a great job.
I don't know if I do a great job, but I'm here.
Well, thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for being a friend. Well, anyways, I did get a massage, and things. She said I was pretty jacked up from everything. She was like, "You pretty much are giving yourself a carpal tunnel here, so relax a little bit." So, recovery. So, thankfully, the kids have been helping me out a little bit more. I didn't have to do it too much, but.
And then when I got home from where did I go? I think I was gone the other day. He was like, "Hey, can you get the shovel and fill up the wheelbarrow for me with the gravel?"
Yeah, and you did a good job. You were helping out too. And you also got a massage this week as well. So even though you're a former massage therapist, you don't necessarily give massage to yourself.
No, you can't. It doesn't work that way. I wish it did. I wish it did, but it doesn't.
You got a massage too?
It had been over a year since I'd had a massage, which is like blasphemy in the world of massage. But yes, I got one from my dear friend Melinda that I love her so much, and it was wonderful. And I need to do it more often.
There we go. Well, I do want to tell you guys there's something pretty exciting that we had the opportunity to preview here recently, and I want to encourage you guys to check it out because it is really, really amazing. And I wish that there would have been something like this when we first started our homestead, because it would have saved us thousands of dollars and so much time. And it could save you guys the same. And that is a new course from our friend Joel South, and he has put together this new series, and it's all about things that aren't really talked about, whether it be on YouTube, at conferences, or whatever. It's things that are like the meatier, grittier things of like managing finances, finding the right property, how to design your landscape, managing and dealing with interpersonal relationships within your family and so forth. I really recommend checking it out. We've been able to preview it and start seeing it, and I think it's something that can benefit so many people. So we're going to provide the information for that in the show notes here, as well as here is the trailer for it.
If you've ever dreamed about a homestead, about some self-reliance, we wanted to make that dream a reality. In the euphoria of building and constructing and doing and buying and spending and ordering and all this, we can get carried away. We can get carried away into this fantasy land, and we can burn through our income. This isn't Cinderella. And for the first time ever, I'm going to condense what we've learned and what we've seen into a video course just for you to be able to be successful in your own farmstead, homestead venture. You know, this doesn't work. You just can't make any money doing this, blah, blah, blah. You know why? Because they've got a Taj Mahal eggmobile that you could, live in if you wanted to. Our buildings are highly functional, and they don't make the front page of agriculture magazines. Mine costs $2,000, and what I see is $20,000. If you go to an engineer, he's going to write up a plan here that's going to cost you, $5,000. I'm showing you how to do it in 2 hours of pick and shovel work, and boom, you have your spring water. The best water in the world, right there. Nothing like it. One of the coolest things about our portable infrastructure that we have, we've never gotten a building permit. And I love farming with all this infrastructure being, as far as the government's concerned, a nothing. I want you to be inspired and have a roadmap to success. It'll be a path that you'll enjoy and a great adventure as we heal our lands, our emotions, and our health.
Man, was that neat or what? This series is put together very, very well.
So good.
I love the quality of the video, as well as all the knowledge and stuff that Joel has in him that he just shares. It's pretty exciting.
Listening to the videos, it reminds me of like when we were with Joel and Teresa, and it was just sitting there and learning, and you're just like right there spending time with Joel and just soaking up all the good information that he has gained throughout the years.
Yeah, this video series is definitely something that's really personal. It is like you're right there with him, just normal life right there with Joel, and him just sharing life with you. So it's pretty exciting. I had an opportunity a number of years ago to do an urban farming, market gardening course from Curtis Stone, and it was tremendously beneficial. Saved me years of just trial and error. And this one from Joel will be able to help so many people, especially at this time of year. A lot of people are getting their homestead started and trying to get started off on the right foot. This can be a really, really beneficial thing for a lot of people. And right now he's also allowing you to see 3 full videos absolutely for free. All you have to do is check out the link in the show notes below, and it'll give you details on how you can see 3 of those videos for absolutely free. It's pretty exciting. Like I said, we've had the opportunity to see the series, and we are really excited about it.
They're so beautiful, and it's just full of so good information.
So make sure you check it out.